hello, dearest lovelies of them all. We are so glad that you are all here gathered with us today. We are the love, we are the light. Yes, this is synonymous with the goddess energy. Now, we don't want to get into too much of that. The mental construct needs to know. It needs to know the answers. Who are we? What are we doing here? And how are we going to help you? Well, dear ones, we ask you simply to relax into this. Relax into the trusting and the knowing that you are an aspect, a fractal of God mind, that you are truly loved, that you are truly treasured, that there is no one else more important here than you. And many of you feel lost on this pathway. Many of you feel lost in this modern incarnation. Well, this is quite the doozy, isn't it? This is quite the accumulation of many, many lifetimes, many, many lessons, many, many experiences, all happening now simultaneously in the infinite now moment. Now, how can you even understand that as a human? Well, you're not really designed to. You're not designed to understand all of it. What you are being asked to do is to be present in your moment by moment reality. Now, some of you are living what you might consider to be quite mundane lives. Yes, it is a little bit boring sometimes in this modern human incarnation. You live in little boxes surrounded with electrical components. Most of you are plugged into this supercomputer device that some of you rarely use as a phone to call each other on nowadays, to connect in the, we'll call it the old school way. You are plugged into computers, many of you, all day long in your jobs, yes, and many of you are doing things in the daily grind, so to speak, that you do not even enjoy because you need to bring home a paycheck to put food on the table and to pay your bills, so to speak. Now, this is not always fun, this modern human incarnation, this modern human experience. And we ask you to step away from it a little bit. We ask you to step back into your heart field. We ask you to pull your consciousness back into your body. Now, some of you discount the body. Some of you are angry at the body. Some of you are downright pissed at the body, about the body. How could the body be so dysfunctional? How could the body be betraying me? How could I be stuck in this thing that I don't even like? Well, dear ones, this is how you access yourself present in the now moment, breathing into this avatar that you are experiencing yourself as an aspect of God mind in your human conscious incarnation. So what are we getting at here? What we are trying to say is being present in the physical structure, which you are using as a tool to have an experience in this, we'll call it modern now moment. Now, why do we call it modern? Because we, as we have referred to, this life that you are living is quite modern. It is not like what you would have lived several hundred years ago, where you are living in earthen huts or log cabins, where you are touching the ground, where you are in sacred prayer and harmonic resonance for the food that you gather and hunt each day. So you go to the grocery store and you exchange your energy that you worked for in a form of payment for the food that you eat now. Now, where are we going with all of this? What we are trying to remind you is to be grateful for the present moment and experiencing that in the physical body. We bring this up because so many are frustrated with the modern circumstances, the modern condition, and we are asking you to bring it back into the beingness, to be present in each now moment in the physical structure. This physical structure is a gift. Now, part of what is going on is in the modern media, so to speak, you are all taught to reject your bodies. If they are not perfect, if they do not live up to this literally unrealistic standard that is portrayed as the only acceptable way to be beauty in the physical. So many of you are upset that your physical forms do not match this current ideal. So we are asking you to come back into the body, to be present in the body, to sit in the body, to appreciate the body as a tool. This is a tool for you to have an experience in this modern world. Now, there are many things going on with your diet, with the chemicals that you are all exposed to in the environments, again, in these unnatural electric fields that you are subjected to in your modern homes and your modern environments. The fact that you are not grounded in your bodies, these things are all contributing to the fact that you do not feel healthy and comfortable and vibrant and alive in these quote unquote physical structures that you are having your human experience in. So what we are trying to do is just remind you that it is a bit of a setup. You are sort of set up for a little bit of we'll call it perceived dysfunctionality. And when you can bring yourself back into the now moment, being present in the physical structure. Now we put that in quotation marks, air quotes, so to speak, the physical structure, because nothing is physical. Nothing is as dense as you perceive it to be. Even in your, what you consider to be your material world, the material construct is mostly space. Yes, the electrons that are spinning around the nucleus of the atom are so far apart from each other that you could fly through them if you were that similar size. There's so much actual space. This physical dimension is an illusion on multiple levels. Now, we are not going to get into that. What we are simply trying to do is remind you that when you are sitting in your physical structure, in your physical homes, you are actually mostly space. Now, what sits in that space? Energy sits in that space. Life force sits in that space. Mostly the life force of the bodies that you inhabit and the pets that you have and the wild woodland creatures, so to speak, that live outside of you. Some of you who live less city dwelled. So we are reminding you again to bring it back to the body, to bring it back to the breath, to be present in these physical structures, which again, we will use the word tools. These physical bodies that you quote unquote, we're going to say it, pretend to inhabit, are tools for you to have an interface with this experience. Again, we bring it back to the modern human experience, the modern human condition, which has many of you lost. Many of you lost as to what truly matters. Now, what does truly matter? Love matters, appreciation matters, gratitude matters, feeling into whatever you are feeling in the moment matters. Appreciation of yourself matters. Appreciation of others matters. Well-being matters. Harmony matters. Peace matters. And allowing yourself to feel whatever it is that you feel. Now, if you are feeling angry and you are feeling upset and you are feeling discord and disharmony, that is also important to feel. And we're not going to say that that matters so much, so to speak, but we are going to say that is important for you to honor and embrace and allow, because as soon as you are negating those things, as soon as you are stuffing them down, as soon as you are avoiding those feelings, they are just going to fester. They are going to go through what we're going to call as an energetic putrefaction process, and they will not just disappear on you. You must give them the attention. You must give them the acceptance. In order to transmute them, to move past them, you must feel them. You must take the time. So how do you feel those energetics that don't feel so good? Well, you sit down and you give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to feel them, to breathe into them. Yes, again, rooting yourself back into the body, sitting comfortably, laying down comfortably in a position where you can relax, where you can allow yourself to feel these things, where you can bring the love and the light of your conscious awareness to these emotions, and then they begin to become less dense. Then they begin to, we'll call it rarefy. They begin to release, they begin to untangle, they begin to soften, they begin to dissipate. And this is one of the major ways that all of you can go about your own personal healing, is by taking the time to relax and allowing yourself to feel these energetics, to feel these feelings that feel uncomfortable. Because if you ignore them, if you avoid them, they don't go away. They actually pop up here and there and create things in your daily experiences that are misaligned. They sort of wreak havoc on you. So again, being present in the body, breathing into the body, having gratitude and appreciation for this tool, this physical structure, quote unquote, physical structure that you are experiencing yourself and everyone else through, being present in this body, feeling the things that are coming up. If you can, schedule 5 minutes each day to just be with the feelings. Now, they're not all going to be bad. Some of you have good feelings that you also don't know how to feel. None of you are taught to feel. None of you are shown that this is the way to access what you want in your lives, in your incarnations. It is through your feelings. Guess what? Humans are superhuman feelers. I say superhuman, meaning your superpower as a human being is your ability to feel. Believe it or not, it is your ability to feel. And Most of your cultures, especially in this modern time, are teaching you to avoid your feelings, that they are somehow making you weaker, they are somehow making you unstable. It is only the avoidance of those feelings and those emotions that is making you, quote unquote, weaker or unstable. So the power lies in being present in the physicality, being present in the now moment, appreciating yourselves, appreciating your physical structures, and feeling the emotions that come up in them. So what happens is these energetics, these emotions, they actually create sort of a dense energetic environment, and often they are either, quote unquote, stuck or residing in between the space, between the molecules, between the atomic structures in the body or in the energy field. So they can be felt either sitting in, residing in, let's say, an abdominal space, a hip structure, a shoulder, or they can be sitting in your energetic field, all of which, quote unquote, need your attention. Now, we say need your attention only in the aspect if you want to clear them, they will need your attention. You don't need to put your attention on them. And if you do not put your attention on them, you will continue to create in the same ways that you have been creating. So that is our little introduction. We are not going to get into the other aspects which we mentioned about the food and the chemicals and all those other things in your environments right now in this quote unquote modern experience. We simply wanted to talk about being present in the emotions, with the emotional body, within the physical structure, allowing the physical structure, appreciating the physical structure, and being present in the now moment in the physical structure. So that is our intro.